So I'm going to call the Tuesday, April 19th meeting. Do we have mics?
No.
We don't. Can they
No.
hear us?
Yeah.
All right.
He's got a mic right up there.
Call them Tuesday, April 19th Select Board meeting to order. Let's begin the meeting with, we don't have a flag, so I guess we can't do that.
We can just stand up and do it.
Well, I think
Right there.
I guess we can
Oh,
do
we got a
that.
flag right
All
there.
right.
That's
all right.
Nice work, John.
Way to go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is a reminder that this meeting is being recorded by MCTV, and we'll kick our meeting off with our town administrator report, Mr. Maresco.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and just since we're in tight quarters, what the chair might want to do is just, we have some people in the hallway, when we get to whatever subject matter they are, people will rotate and step out so that we get people in.
Okay, all right.
Okay, week of April 4th, I had my standard call to WATD to give them some background on the Select Board preview meeting. Had a breakfast meeting with the chair to review some issues for the meeting. Weekly PMA meeting with Fred Russell, Facilities Director, review issues of the week on the police and DPW projects. Meeting with Fred Russell and Steve Watchorn from Soltech, the architect for the Town Hall project that includes the 4 new bathrooms. Meeting with Bill Grafton and Liz on a state grant for scanning documents that will include the type of equipment and software needed. Meeting with the Harbor Master and Bill Grafton at the Harbor Master's office regarding DEP testing at the DSA site. Weekly owner, architect, and contractor meeting on the police project to review schedules and some challenges and completion dates as we round the corner on that project. Meeting with Tom Reynolds, DPW Superintendent, regarding the new dog park site to review the exact location of the park. Participated in the advisory board meeting with Lisa Clark, our treasurer, and Ann Bastille, our town accountant. Bi-weekly meeting with Chief Simpson and Ann Bastille to review the fire department's overtime budget. DPW weekly construction project meeting at the trailer. Footings have been installed at the site. New hire welcome coffee in the Senate chamber, and Chairman was able to join us for coffee with new employees. Meeting with Fred Russell to review ongoing projects at the school and town site, including some additional repairs to the JAR Hall, a demo project on a piece of property that we own, and some final cleanup on the Pratt Farm now that the barn's gone. Meeting with the Board of Health, Gary Russell and Kathy Duddy, on some IT software that they're interested in getting for online permitting. Meeting with the resident, Jim Ferraro, regarding local issue. Participated in DPW groundbreaking ceremony with the Select Board and other elected officials as they broke ground on their project. And participated in the Easter egg hunt and with the Easter Bunny on the new playground opening at Coast Guard Hill. Week of April 11th, meeting with PMA and Fred on the police project. Meeting with Lisa Clark, our treasurer collector, to review some financial issues and reports that were needed. Participated in the Grant Rock Village Association meeting at the Jetty with Chairman Rowland to answer a number of questions and issues, full range on the funding for their project, as well as DSA and dredging, etc. Meeting with Ned Banks to review some challenges for additional trail access on certain locations and what's needed. Building committee meeting to review and vote on necessary changes on the police project. Weekly owner and architect meeting on the police project to review timeline, installation of wall and pathways. Let's see, took Ann Bastille and Lisa on a tour of our new senior center at Daniel Webster Estate to get them familiar with some of our landmarks. Participated in a monthly meeting at Seasons, a over 55 development with Chairman Rowland regarding Madeira 2, lighting and street cleaning. Meeting with Anne Marie Sinnott to assist her in the drafting of an RFP for her 10-year reval. Participated with Dan and Lisa, advisory board meeting, with all their final votes done. Meeting with Robert Kuhn to review the town hall project and schematics. Meeting with the fire union regarding overtime issue. Meeting with Danielle, our HR director, and Chief Simpson, the fire chief, on some department issues. Participated in the Conservation Commission meeting regarding the 505 updates. And that is my town administrator's report.
Great. Would you like to go into your
Yep,
vaccination?
and very quickly, since April 5th, with the clinic operating on 2 days a week at Town Hall, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we've administered over 300 vaccines, and that doesn't include the 70-odd people that we did today. So we've already got 65 people booked for Thursday.
That's great. So are most of these people getting boosters, or are they getting?
So it runs the gamut. We
Yeah.
have people coming in and getting J&J for the first time. We have people coming to get their second booster, and people coming to get their third booster.
Huh. That's
So it
interesting.
runs the gamut.
That's great. Any questions, guys?
No questions.
All right.
No questions.
All right, so with that being said, I've got 6:40, so we're going to move into our first appointment. This is Verizon public hearing on application for small cell wireless facilities on existing poles. Our friends from Verizon are here. Would you like to, you can stay there. I mean, you don't have to come up, it's like right there, so.
Okay, well, I'll start if that's okay.
Perfect, yes.
Do you want something on your papers on that?
Yeah, I'll do that. Let me find it. I got it.
Good evening, my name is Paula Foley from Verizon Wireless. I'm a network real estate consultant, and with me is Stan Usovich from Verizon Government Affairs, and Sean Mahoney, who is a site specialist. And we're here proposing 3 small wireless facilities on existing utility poles in the public right-of-way. Back in 2019, the town enacted a small cell policy which set forth a number of requirements in order for applicants to meet before installing small cells. And we put together an application package and submitted it to the town for review. And now we're here to answer any questions you may have, or the public as well.
Okay, great. So first and foremost, I neglected to read, I need to read the notice of public hearing for the record, so I'll just do that, it's my fault. I'll just do that real quickly. So this is notice of public hearing in conformity with the requirements of the Town of Marshfield policy for applications for small cell wireless installations. You are hereby notified that a public hearing will be held at the Marshfield Town Hall, Selectmen's Hearing Room, 870 Moraine Street, Marshfield, Massachusetts, on the 19th day of April 2022 at 6:40 p.m. upon the application from Cellco Partnership DBA Verizon Wireless dated February 23rd, 2022 for 3 small cell wireless facilities on existing utility poles located with the public right-of-way at 566 Union Street, pole number 1/86, 587 Pine Street, pole number 34/48S, and 249 Union Street, pole number VZ1-120, Town of Marshfield Select Board. Chris Rowland, Chair, Stephen R. Darcy, Vice Chair, and James J. Kilcoyne, Clerk. All right, so we're good. So would you like to walk us through this application?
Sure. Well, our engineers have identified these 3 areas in town where the wireless signal is not sufficient. It's degraded and it needs to be boosted. So we've identified these 3 utility poles. They're existing poles. They're jointly owned by Verizon and Eversource. And we're proposing to attach a small antenna. It's only about 35 inches tall and 14 inches in diameter, either at the top of the pole or on the side of the pole. And then a little bit lower down on the pole will be the radio unit and the meter.
Okay.
And all 3 of these poles are a good distance away from the nearest residence. So I'm hopeful that that will provide additional coverage in an area that needs it.
Okay. I'm aware of some weakness in our signals. I'm a Verizon customer, so I'm all over town all the time, so is my wife, so I'm aware of some of that. You mentioned that these are they're smaller units, they're not full-size towers, right? They're attached to existing towers.
No, they're nothing like what you'd see in a cell tower.
Correct.
The antennas are very small. They're very low power antennas. They just cover a very discrete area.
Mhm.
In fact, it's only about a half a mile around the actual antenna that gets coverage boosted
Okay.
by these antennas. And they're not what you would see on a cell tower. They're not what you would see on a rooftop. They're not what you would see in a church tower even. They're actually specifically designed for this type of usage.
And are they mainly for people who are traveling down these roads to carry on the signal as they're moving, or is this for mainly for people that are residential?
For both. Anyone within the coverage area would get this benefit. And one of the real significant improvements that we've noted is that a lot of calls to 911, in fact, the majority of emergency calls are made with wireless phones these days. So we find that it's really important to be able to have a good wireless signal.
There's no doubt. I mean, I would go as far as to say, I would say the majority of all calls are made on the wireless these days.
I think you're absolutely right. In fact, a majority of households don't even have landlines anymore.
It's true. So, all right. Do you have any questions?
No, I think these folks would be excited to get some 4G antenna coverage, and I'll welcome you with open arms in the future to Green Harbor and Brant Rock if you want to add some more.
Right. Good. I'll make a note of that.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Copeland?
No, I reviewed the packet. It seems the size is very innocuous. They're not big. I have a friend who lives in that area. They have absolutely horrendous coverage. So this will be a boon for the people who live in that area. I did review the packet, and the DPW didn't have concerns. Board of Health issued the same, planning issued the same, building issued the same. So that's my comments, Mr. Chairman.
All right, great. Is there anybody here that wants to speak for or against this?
We do.
Please state your name and where you live.
My name is Heidi Shabazz, 587 Pine Street, and I'll agree with you that we do have a landline, but the cell service is spotty. We have to go to certain, even it works sometimes and other times not. However, like you said, we've looked at the other two places on Union Street, and they are further away. If you look at our house, we didn't measure it, but it is right in our front yard.
We're about 60 feet away from the pole, and it's right in our front yard, and we also have a utility sign there. It's a stop sign warning sign. We've got wires coming down there. Trying to mow the lawn is a pain. And then it's all across the street from us, there's another telephone pole. It's got a massive Verizon cable wrapped up around it. So if they put something like this, and this is what they look like.
Is that what it is?
That's not a small cell.
Well,
Have you seen the proposal that you?
I have seen the proposal, but it didn't show it. From what it looked like, it was something like this, because this is what they had put in Hull also. And what we're wondering is that there's so much land past our house, between the next house, it's got to be a half a mile to the next house, and there's all this, it's all woodland. Why can't it go on a pole there instead of in our front yard?
Right, so heading toward, from our house, which we're almost to the T at Union, heading, I'm guessing it would be east, toward 3A, there's all kinds of land.
Tons of land and tons of poles. And also, even near any mailbox, the houses are hundreds of yards away. And any development is hundreds of yards away, so it's not, you're not gonna have the noise from the ball bearings when the thing kicks in, and you're not also gonna have any transmission. And it won't decrease, it'll help the signal just as well for the people down the street as it is for us. I mean, we have a landline, but my cell phone is a little spotty at times. I don't have any problem with texting, but just calling. But just, it'd be an eyesore for us, because that would be the view from our kitchen window, our dining room window, and our front area.
So we'll just do me, so I appreciate that feedback. So, I'm not gonna assume this, you should tell me, but I would assume that you guys, I mean, you said that your engineers did the research and figured out the most optimal places to put these, right?
Yes.
So is it a concern, I mean, I hear what they're saying, but if it's in half a mile in a place where nobody's living.
Well, within the half a mile, I mean, it could be 2/10 of a mile, and it's all marshland with trees. It's uninhabitable property, so it wouldn't affect anybody.
All right,
Yeah.
reject, yeah, please.
Yeah, first of all, I just wanted to comment, there is no noise associated with these. These do not have moving parts, so there won't be.
They don't have any ball bearings to
No,
keep.
they don't have ball bearings.
Fans that cool them down?
No, they don't have fans, and I'm happy
They're
to share
basically
with
they're
you
basically a
copy of the plan.
repeater. I've seen the pictures, but they're just basically a repeater.
It's an
Okay.
antenna that boosts the signal in a particular area. It's
Right.
very, very discreet.
But
And as far as alternate locations, our RF engineers, radio frequency engineers, did identify this as the premier location in that area.
Really
to
all
serve
bounces
the
off,
need.
they all bounce off each other.
However, we also have a site specialist here who has information about other locations that were looked at and rejected, if that would be helpful.
Yeah, would you like to comment?
Yeah, my name's Sean Mahoney from SAI Communications. I did the field work to try to find the different poles. Certain poles we just cannot go on, whether they have different types of wires on them, they have other equipment, cable equipment on it, if they have a riser on it, which usually you'll find near a cul-de-sac with a riser, all the wires go into the ground and go out. The prime goal was to cover the intersection of Pine and Union Street, and the poles right at Pine and Union Street had primary junction wires, they had other equipment on it, they had items such as reclosers, different electrical equipment that they won't allow us to go on those poles. So all the poles right in the immediate area of Pine and Union had that issue, or trees, as you mentioned, trees. You don't want to put an antenna in trees, you do need to do
No, I'm not saying
line
put
of
an
sight.
antenna in trees, I mean,
But to
on a
give you an example, so the first, your pole is the second guy wire pole on Pine Street, coming up from Union Street. The first one is buried in trees, we would have to cut down trees to put it there. The one in front of your house happens to be the second, and we can put the antennas on the top, which gets it higher up and frankly in
More coverage.
yeah, more coverage and less conspicuous, because you're talking about something that's going straight up. So that's the reason that pole was selected.
What about the one
Because
across the street that is,
that would end up needing a side mount, would probably have a lot lower of a center line. And again, that does force it to jut out a little bit into the street, so there's a little less, you'd rather have it on top in those
it's
circumstances.
just for our area, for our perspective and looking at it, it just makes it very industrial with all the wiring and then other stuff on top of our pole. And if the pole, I mean, it's just something I prefer not to have, like, right in our front yard.
Understand.
And I think that there's got to be a reasonable alternative.
Is there a
What's-
reasonable alternative?
Yeah, what's the next one down from our pole?
As you go further away, you're further away from the intersection
But it's
that
all-
we really want to try to keep the focus on. If I'm not mistaken, Pine Street backs up with traffic a fair amount during rush hour in the morning and probably in the evening, or at least probably it used to before people stopped traveling as much.
Still
So,
does.
so there's a reason that we want it as close as possible, because if
What
you go
about-
too far up, you're going to lose any benefit of it.
The next pole, it's 100 yards away. Why wouldn't that work?
Again, it was determined that from the RF engineer, this was determined to be the better pole to make sure you get the coverage right where you want it to be.
So let me make a suggestion. So it seems that, you have concerns about this, but some of the concerns you have are not, or they're a little unfounded, mainly noise and concerns with that and the way, the way it sounds or the way it looks. It's not as large as you thought it would be. Because
I haven't
this is
seen it. Can I see a picture of it? Exactly what the unit looks
I
like?
can see a picture.
Yeah, you know,
Is that
package.
it?
The second page will have a schematic on it.
So while you're looking at that, what I was going to say is at this point, it seems like based on expert testimony here from Verizon and for looking at the greater good of putting this out there, I think if we moved forward with it tonight, they installed it, and there was a major concern from you after that point, I would think it would be fine to bring it back to us and bring it back to Verizon for discussion.
Well, here's the
Okay.
here's the picture of this right here, and it's got two boxes down here, just above our mailbox, and then a larger antenna on the top. It's not a small thing, and it's just, I don't really want to, when I'm doing dishes, look at that. That's all, and my dining room too.
When they install it, will the truck, I'm assuming a truck, will it be on the street?
Will the truck be on the street?
Yes, because we have a cesspool you cannot put a truck on our lawn.
In that whole area, there's a cesspool there.
It will definitely be on the street. We certainly won't go onto your property. And it will be done in a day.
That'll cause a lot of traffic.
One last thing before Mr. Rowland, I'll stop. We have friends that live in Hull on the corner of Beach Ave and B Street. Now, maybe this is a different setup than what they have, but the fans go and they can hear these fans when they cool down.
That's an entirely different type of facility. That's not a Verizon facility, and that's not what we're proposing here. There are no fans associated with this equipment at all.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for your,
All right, thank you.
I appreciate it, I do, and I think, you know, if we vote to move forward, I mean, know that you're heard. I mean, ultimately, this is a utility pole and this is a utility, and Verizon actually owns these poles, so just so you know. So, you know, we want to work to make it, like I said, something that benefits as many people as possible without hindering people. So let's see what we can do here, and, you know, if it does become an issue, please plan to come back to us and talk.
Mr. Chairman, a short question?
Absolutely.
What did you say the location was? It halfway up or the top of the pole?
The antenna is either on top of the pole or on the side of the pole. Two of the locations we're proposing, they're on the side of the pole. This one is on the top
I'm
of the
talking about
pole.
this one. So this one,
Aren't there three
It's on the-
fixtures on the
it's on the top of the pole.
pole?
There's an antenna on the top, a little bit lower is a
We've got it
radio
aesthetic.
unit,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
below
yeah,
that is a
definitely.
meter. But the lowest piece of equipment is more than 8 feet above ground.
so I understand your concern. You know, you're doing this, you're looking out, you know, I personally don't like utility poles myself, but they're a necessary evil.
Yeah.
I don't mind the pole so much.
And they're gonna put, in this one, they're gonna put it on the very top of the pole, so it might not be in your, as
Well,
much in your.
it's on the top, but there's 2 units below,
Yeah.
too, that's all, it's just,
When is this
It's a
going to
fact.
happen?
I'm sorry.
When are they going to be installed?
This year, but obviously we need to get the approval and in 2022.
Thank you.
Okay. So, any further questions, discussion?
No.
All right.
No, Mr. Chairman.
All right, so the board will move to grant Verizon the permission to install 3 small cell wireless facilities on existing utility poles located within the public right-of-way under the Select Board's policy adopted on April 8, 2019 for such facilities. These would be 566 Union Street, pole 186, 587 Pine Street, pole number 34-485, and 249 Union Street, pole number VZ1-120.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. The next,
Thank you for coming in.
yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next is, we have a appointment with Rooster's Family Kitchen
thank you.
for application of annual wine and malt and
Thank you.
entertainment
Appreciate it.
Well, we
license.
only need one.
That's
Is
it.
somebody here from
Thank
Can I
you.
have a copy of the plans?
I have copy in there.
Aaron Nelly?
So, thank you.
Excellent. How are you, Aaron?
Good, thanks.
Is Mr. Stiles with you?
No, he's not.
Oh, I thought he was your attorney. Who's he with?
Alan is the attorney.
I am.
I see your signature right here, Aaron Nally Esquire.
Oh, Corner Cafe? Oh, I know those guys too. Awesome. So how have things been going over there?
Great, great.
Awesome. I
Yeah.
gotta get in there. I'm sorry to tell
It's
you.
the
I've,
sweetest little place.
I know.
It
I've heard
really
great
is.
things. I just haven't.
Yeah, yeah.
you
We're
know,
looking
run
forward to
around.
be able to hopefully serve some beer and wine with dinner and.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
So, I think, I have the information. Let me grab it.
I did send over the abutters receipts this morning. That was quite the activity.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna read this in the record. This is Town of Marshfield Notice of Public Hearing. Notice is hereby given under Chapter 138 of the Massachusetts General Laws as amended, and that there will be a public hearing on Tuesday, April 19th, 2022 at 6:50 PM in the Selectmen's Hearing Room, Marshfield Town Hall, 870 Moraine Street, Marshfield 02050, on the application for a new annual wine and malt restaurant license and entertainment license from EBL Food Service Corporation, DBA Rooster's Family Kitchen, Caitlin M. Nally, manager. Premises located at 57 Snow Road, Unit 30, Marshfield, Mass. 02050. Premises described as a one-floor restaurant, 3,075 square feet, 2 entrances, 2 exits, eating capacity of 98, and total occupancy of 107. Marshfield's licensing authority, Select Board Christopher R. Rowland, James R. Darcy, and James J. Kilcoyne. All right. So, you want to serve beer and wine? I looked at this briefly. Were there any concern? Do you know of any concerns or anything from? I didn't see any either. So, I actually think it would be great for you guys to be able to serve beer and wine over there. I have no questions.
No questions.
No questions or comments?
Okay. Any? All right. So,
I'm here in support of it.
oh, you're in support of it?
I got a registered letter. I'm a new resident in the area. I'm at 1 Maple Lane.
Welcome.
And I got a registered letter, and I feel so bad for them because they're not allowed to serve coffee, of all things, so bring in the beer and wine.
I love it, and I love that you're here today.
I
It's
know,
very
me
awesome.
too.
It's a great addition to the town, I can tell already.
Yeah,
Yes.
seriously.
So-
Maybe at some point you'll reconsider and let them serve people a cup of coffee. Whoever
It's
heard of a restaurant-
actually, Mr. Chairman, it's not us, but it's the agreement with the management, because they have another, I think because they have another restaurant, so they have priority on, I believe.
On the coffee?
On coffee.
Oh my goodness.
But it's not something the town regulates, we don't own that property.
I don't think I've ever heard anything.
Brixmore
Oh, it's
Wow.
Brixmore.
is the owner of all that
Yeah,
property.
yeah.
Hmm.
You guys can sell some coffee porters.
Yes, they have their own side agreement.
Wow,
It is-
okay.
It is not us.
Well, sorry to hear that. Keep working on Brixmore.
Get your glass of wine.
Yeah. It'd be the opposite of like Chinatown cold tea, where you serve coffee in the beer bottles instead of the opposite way around. So
Yeah.
I know nothing about that. All kidding aside, so the board makes a motion to grant Rooster's Family Kitchen the application, the license for annual wine and malt and entertainment licenses.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Cheers. Thank you.
Good luck. I'll see you there. I'll
Thank
see
you
you
very
for
much.
beer.
Have fun.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, we're right on
Now,
time.
the
Success at my
riveting
first meeting.
presentation.
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. We're on right on time. Yeah. 7:01, 7 o'clock.
Perfect.
Corner Cafe, application for annual wine and malt and
Oh, yes,
entertainment
sorry.
license. Thanks. Yes. Mr. Stiles, good to see you. Good to see you guys.
So I am honored to represent Bill and Tammy Cairns of Eastside Food Services doing business as Corner Cafe. I'm sure all of you are aware. Corner Cafe, if you look out the window, is right
Right up there on the
across
corner.
the corner. They're doing a nice renovation,
That's the
and they're seeking 3 licenses, actually. We have an application in for 3 licenses, one for the entertainment to play recorded music, one for the all-year malt liquor, beer and wine, and we also have an application in for a seasonal all liquor, but there was a defect in notice, so we're gonna come back on May 16th for that one as well.
Okay.
There's all the,
So I need to read this hearing in the record, so make sure it's in the record. So, Town of Marshfield notice of public hearing. Notice is hereby given under Chapter 138 of the Marshfield's General Laws as amended, that there will be a public hearing on Tuesday, April 19th at 7 p.m. In the Selectmen's Hearing Room, Marshfield Town Hall, 870 Moraine Street, Marshfield 02050, on the application for a new annual wine and malt restaurant license and entertainment license from Eastside Food Services, Inc., DBA The Corner Cafe, William E. Cairns III, manager, premises located at 2000 Ocean Street, Marshfield, Mass. 02050. Premises described as 2 floors with first floor restaurant, 2,065 square feet, consisting of dining room bar area, kitchen, walk-in cooler, 2 restrooms plus 1 staff restroom, second floor for offices and staff only, Marshfield Licensing Authority, Select Board Christopher R. Rowland, Stephen R. Darcy, and James J. Kilcoyne. All right. So we received everything. I've been interested, last time I went there to eat, do you have the new section closed off? Are you putting a full bar in? Are you putting a bar?
Yeah, so that wall comes down and then the bar comes around.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah, so about 12 people.
So is that gonna expand your counter seating as well, or just,
Yeah, so our counter seating will be about 12. Right now it's like 4.
yeah,
So it'll be like 12.
excellent.
And then we'll have some booths and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's nice. All right. I mean, I see no reason, I have no issues with this. Do you have any issues?
No, when you guys come back on May 16th, I'll be excited to get an Irish coffee. So.
Because
But we need the other license for that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's true. You have to come back.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Well, yeah, I've been there, and it's a great restaurant. They've done a lot of work on it, and they've really improved it, and it looks really great.
Thank you.
The recorded music is just inside, not outside, correct?
No.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I know it was checked that way, but just for the public, so they understood that. Otherwise, Mr. Chairman, I have no questions or comments.
Great, all right. So the board will make a motion to grant the Corner Cafe the annual wine and malt and entertainment license.
Second.
Yes.
Pending sign off from
Oh,
the,
we did not get that?
the police, fire, board of health and building.
Pending sign off of police, fire, board of health, and building.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great.
Thank you, man.
Sure.
Guys.
Thank you.
See you
Look
soon.
forward to seeing
Thank
you.
you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks.
Well, Mr. Chairman, you know how to empty a room.
Just give people licenses.
Now!
Very.
Well, it's a little early. Again, we have 5 minutes, so let's knock out a couple.
Okay.
A couple. So the first action item is discussion and vote on request for permission to accept donations, veteran services. So we have a letter to Marshfield Board of Selectmen, permission to accept 2 donations totaling $1,500. The Town of Marshfield Veterans Services is requesting permission to accept the following donations for our veteran gift account. That's $500 from Christopher Christian, Marshfield, Mass., and $1,000 from Sandra Sullivan from Marshfield, Mass. These donations will be used to assist our veterans and their families in time of need. I'd like to thank Mr. Christian and Ms. Sullivan for their donations. I have no questions.
No questions.
Any questions?
Ditto that. Thank you very much. Those are great donations.
Cool. So the board will make will make a motion to grant permission to our veteran services to accept these donations of $500 from Mr. Christopher Christian and $1,000 from Sandra Sullivan.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
One more. Number 2, discussion and vote on request for permission to hold summer festival at the Disabled American Veterans. Looks like we have a letter from them. This letter is to inform the panel for the board of the Disabled American Veterans intent of hosting a summer festival. The entire event will be located within the confines of the DAV property, located at 108 Dyke Road. The event will comprise of approximately 20 craft vending tables, a food truck, music, several family-oriented games of chance. The scheduled date of this event is Saturday, June 18th, 2022, from 11 to 3. In the event of inclement weather, it would be Sunday, June 19th. They've spoken with representatives of Peter Igo Park, and they have agreed to allow to utilize their parking spaces for the duration of our event. This will be a fun, family-oriented event to encourage our community to come out and engage with the disabled veterans and support their organization. 100% of the proceeds will be donated to them. This is their first festival. They are unable to anticipate the volume of people that will likely attend. So that's a possible issue, but I think being the first event and being a DAV event over IGO in the middle of summer, there's a lot going on. It probably will be manageable. Building department has no issues. MFD has no issues except for conducting a safety inspection for their food truck, and police have no issues as long as it is contained within their property. So I have no questions.
No questions.
Any questions?
Just a clarification on alcohol. I noticed you,
I don't think
No, I didn't see an alcohol.
served
yeah,
any other
so
than.
I just saw a couple of references to that, so there is no alcohol served at this event.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like.
It was just a.
It seems strange to them for the.
Although they have a liquor license, so they can serve inside.
Inside, it said outside.
Right.
Yep, okay, thank you, that was the
But
only thing.
no outside beer.
No, they didn't
trucks
ask
or
for
anything.
outside,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, okay. All right, so the board will make a motion to grant Marshfield DAB permission to hold their summer festival on, let's say, June 22nd? Is that
June
right?
18th.
June 18th, sorry.
With a rain date of June 19th.
The rain date of June 19th. And the only thing other than that would be the fire would need to, if we have approval from the police and building, but we would have the fire need to approve their food truck.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, I do have to step out, I will be coming back.
You're gonna miss the riveting
I
presentation.
have to, because you stalled.
Well, I have to, you know I have to wait till 7:10.
Now I'm gonna miss it.
I'm sorry.
I have to wait. All right, see you back. All right, so our 7:10 appointment is Lisa Clark, our treasurer collector, to give us a general update and update on tailings.
So this is a blank letter that will be posted on the website tomorrow
Okay.
after a conversation. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So basically, the tailings list is uncashed checks that the town has issued to vendors that had provided service for residents that receive refunds. And they're still dated at this point. So I got the list from the bank, cross-checked it with our accounts, made sure that they were outstanding. Any check over 100 received a letter in the mail. And any checks under $100 would be listed, everybody will be listed on the website and along with this blank letter. So all they need to do is fill it out, sign it, and return it to the treasurer's office, and we will reissue them a check.
Okay.
So, basically, I'm also moving the bank account from Eastern Bank to Rockland Trust, so this will help clean up that bank account.
Okay. What's typically the reason people don't cash their check?
It's a good question.
I mean, it just seems like
It
they
runs the
forget.
gamut. It runs that people forget.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens. They lose track of it. It's unusual, even vendors. We have
Yeah.
vendors that don't
Yeah,
cash
that's
checks
crazy.
either for whatever reasons.
Yeah,
Very crazy.
I had one contact me and they're, we thought we cashed it, so
That
there's
does
multiple.
happen. I know that happens.
Yeah.
Somebody thought they did it, and somebody else
Yeah.
didn't do it, and all that.
Right, yes, and they marked it off as paid even though they didn't cash the check. So
Okay.
it is amazing that they don't cash their checks, but it does happen. And we should be doing it every year. It's something that the auditors would look for.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to make sure we stay, up with that. I also wanted to let you know, I know that someone had asked about the machine out front, the kiosk. I just wanted to let you know that I am speaking with the vendor, SoftWrite and Citybase and our IT department to get that thing up and running. We've worked it out where there's an update file that will hopefully work. We're waiting on Citybase at this point. So as soon as Citybase gets back to me, we can test it out and get that machine up and running. I will let you know when that is up,
Great.
okay?
That's perfect. Makes sense for it to be running.
Yes, it would be great.
The problem with the machine is it will run fine. However,
Yeah,
there's a glitch in the software that it doesn't allow the treasurer collector to update the file with fines and penalties that are owed.
yeah,
So if you went and paid it, that's why the machine's off right now,
Right.
because
Right.
it's not fair to people, so.
yeah.
Then it had proprietary software when we first got it, and we're working with our own IT people now, we've had it over a year, and we're gonna, Lisa's
So we'll
working to make
update the
changes.
correct information every night, so when somebody
Right.
goes in there pays, they pay the correct amount. And there'll be no longer any issue, so that's what
Okay.
we're working on,
Great.
yeah.
Anything else?
Just getting to know the town and I love it, so thank you for hiring me. Again.
Lisa got
thanks
the tour, Lisa got the tour, she
Yeah.
went to the senior center.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did
Western
Build it.
Estate.
Did you have
yeah.
lunch at the senior center?
I did
No,
not.
we got there
no.
too late, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that, so maybe you
Yes.
can come with us.
It's a
I'm
beautiful
looking
place.
Perfect, yeah, we'll do that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking
Maybe
forward to going.
Thursday or Friday,
I
yeah.
Yeah.
really need to plan it, so.
Yeah.
All right, great. So, any questions for me?
Should we tell Jim when he comes back we were split 1-1?
Good. You gotta break the
Trailing on the tailing.
You gotta break the vote. So, no, so the board will make a motion I don't even know if we need a motion.
No, we don't.
No.
We don't need a motion.
No, it's just an update.
Thanks for coming in.
All right,
So-
thank you very much.
See,
Thank
you
you,
got me
Lisa.
all.
All right.
Yeah, Lisa just wanted to come before the board to update them.
No, I appreciate it. Anytime you
And
wanna come
anyone
before the
listening.
board.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks a lot. All right, our next action item is discussion and vote on request to hold wedding on the beach. Ms. Prescott, do you have anything on this?
So these people want to have a wedding, and they're coming before to get permission to do the wedding. Is Friday, June 17th. They're expecting about 60 guests. They're also going to be parking at Yogi's, and the issue is, do they need a police detail? And, Yogi's doesn't have a permit to park cars. However, if he allows the cars to park there free,
That's what I was gonna
that would be
say.
all set.
So
Yeah.
we're sure he's not gonna, I mean, we need to be
We
sure
don't know,
he's
but
not
we'll
charging.
put in the letter that he can't be charging now, because he doesn't have a permit.
Got it.
Is he providing the booze for the wedding?
No, but it looks like, hold on, where are we at? Is that the same, is that the food truck is gonna be there as well?
Yes.
Yeah, so the local Larry's Tacos,
They already have a peddler's license.
great. And they're good with the Board of Health, so how would we determine if they need a police detail? I mean, we have to
Just
talk to
sign
them.
off the safety officer.
Yeah, so
So we'll do
Kevin
it pending
Fowler.
the safety officer, and it has to be pending that Yogi's not charging a fee, because he
Okay.
does not have a parking permit.
All right, do you have any issues besides those two things?
No, I think it takes care of it.
This is the first time I've seen a wedding on the beach come before us, I mean, in the 3 years.
It's really coming before because of the parking. I don't think it's necessarily, although they have to notify, so with Cindy, they need to notify her.
Yeah.
It's just a group going there, so.
Okay, all right. All right, so the board will make a motion to grant the request to hold a wedding on the beach on June 17th, 2022, with pending our safety officer's approval and also confirmation that Yogi's is not charging for parking.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next, discussion and vote on application for annual peddler's license, Joe's Eats and Treats. I like seeing all these new peddlers coming to town. Get some more food trucks running around here. So, Joe Donahue from Avon is Joe's Eats and Treats food truck. He will be, looks like he's gonna be one of the vendors for food at South Shore Buds 420 event and Stellwagen Beer Company. So no issues from the police, and I would think we would need Board of Health, correct?
Board of Health and Fire Department,
Board
because
of
it has a
Health.
propane tank, so they have to inspect it.
Got it. So, any questions, concerns?
No.
All right, so the board makes a motion to grant the application for annual peddler's license for Joe's Eats and Treats pending approval from the fire department and our Board of Health.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Next is discussion and vote on application for annual peddler's license for Baby Duck LLC, DBA Taco Fi. Once again, this is another food truck. They are also planning to be at the South Shore Buds 420 event and possibly Stellwagen and other events. No issues from the police, so the same deal. Any questions on them?
No questions.
Okay, so the board makes a motion to approve the application for an annual peddler's license for Baby Duck LLC, DBA Taco Fi, pending approval from the fire department and our Board of Health.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Next, discussion and vote on application for annual peddler's license, Flashback Franks. This is another food truck, also requested by local breweries and the South Shore Buds event. No issues from the police, so same deal.
No questions.
Okay, so discussion and vote on, the board makes a motion to accept the application for annual peddler's license for Flashback Franks pending approval from the fire department and our Board of Health.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Next is vote to accept the minutes of April 4th. Do we have signatures?
They forgot to check.
We didn't check.
No, I'll put it on
Okay,
the- I'll put it on the next
Postpone it
one.
to next
We'll
one.
hold it, okay,
Sure.
we'll postpone
Sorry about that.
that. No, that's all right. So at this point, the board is going to adjourn to move into executive session to discuss strategy relating to collective bargaining and to conduct collective bargaining sessions with the Marshfield Police Union pursuant to general laws, section 30A, C 30A, section 21A2.
And then not to return to.
Not to return to public session.
Second?
All those in favor? Oh, we need to.
I'll pull
Pull
the
the
board,
board.
yes.
Okay.
Mr. Rowland?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Okay, 2-0 to go into executive session,
Okay, so-
not to return to public session.
So I'll move to adjourn regular session.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everyone.